Good evening, everyone. This is Jenna London, founder of the Natural Women's Council and one of the organisers for today's peaceful assembly, which took place at noon in Swords. I wanted to say a very sincere thank you to those men and women who turned up to support the event, also for the generous donations to fund the event. And anything left over, we will be buying our own sound system. We had a bullhorn today, not a full speaker system. We had some visitors from the other side across the road who tried to drown out our words and our concerns by blasting loud music, but we did the best we could to overcome that. So how did the event go? We had some great speeches. Mine was a little bit drowned out, so I'll record it and put it on my YouTube channel later. Exactly what I said, so the information is out there. After we had a few speeches outside the main street in Swords, we walked down the middle of Main Street on one lane. We didn't block the whole road because we didn't want to disrupt traffic. The Garda Síochána could not have been more accommodating. The Swords Garda men and women were absolutely accommodating, friendly, and supportive of the event. So a big thanks to them. We walked to the County Council office where Linda Kennedy served a third letter in relation to the claims and complaints that were dismissed. We then walked to the library in Swords where we held a peaceful assembly with all of our beautiful signs and banners. And a handful of us went in to look for books to see if they were on the shelf. We didn't see any books on the shelves, but we did speak to the front desk at Swords Library. And there were still 4 books. We gave 4 random titles of some of the most alarming books, and they pulled them up on their library catalog in Swords. And they did confirm that those 4 books, including some of the most sexually explicit books, Juno Dawson, What's the Tea, and Juno Dawson, This Book is Gay, were still in the age 12 to 17 book in the library. So that's a big concern that they still have it in the children's section, although the books were signed out. They weren't on the shelves. So then we just enjoyed a lovely day in the sun, and it was a day full of love, a day that we kept reminding anyone who was listening, including the other side, that this is a day about love for the children, a day about child protection. This isn't a day being against anyone. This is a day standing up for our children. And although a really important point I wanted to make is that most of the books that we are finding that are sexually explicit or indoctrinating and grooming of children happen to be in the LGBTQI+ section. However, it's not the sexuality preference and choice that's alarming and that we're offended by at all. It is simply the content that is not appropriate for children. So we were very clear in stressing that point, communicating that point throughout the day. It's the content that breaks the Children First Act of 2015 and the United Nations and European Union child protection laws as well. So the event went really, really well. Thanks again for your support. And we have a couple other strategies that we will be working on over the next couple of weeks to really nail this down. But a couple wins today made the papers that the Juno Dawson, This Book is Gay, which again was one of the most sexually explicit books, that has been removed from the school as part of the school curriculum reads. And the other thing that was a big win this week is the Ashburn Library and Navan Library that we visited don't have the books in the child section. And when we looked on the library's catalog, the database, many of these books have been recategorized out of the young adult section, which young adult in Ireland is 12 to 17. They've been moved to over 18. So we've seen some small wins, but we won't be happy until every book that's inappropriate is removed from both the libraries, the school curriculum, and the material being taught to children is child friendly. So this is the tip of the iceberg. It's the splinter of a very big log, but we will celebrate the small wins. However, we won't be overly optimistic and we won't give up until it completely stops. But I think parents, men, women are waking up to the nonsense and seeing the dangers of this on innocent children. So thank you very much, and we'll speak to you soon.